Tackle Junkies, what's going on, everyone? Really appreciate you guys and gals for clicking on the video. We got us a big old tackle warehouse unboxing for you guys today. Picked up some new lures for fall fishing. Not sure how many trips I have left, but hopefully I can get some of these lures out on the water before I get too busy at work. Busy time of year for me at work, so like I said, hopefully I have a few more trips out. But if you guys have used any of these new lures, let me know down below, okay? Let's get going with this is the glide bait. It's a soft glide bait from Berkeley. Now you guys know I'm not much of a swim bait guy at all, okay? I think it's a glide bait. I think the only, and it's a hard body glide bait. I think the only one that I have is the S-Waver. I think it's a 168. I haven't caught many fish on it at all. Haven't even tossed it in probably years. I think when I was tossing it around, the biggest fish I caught on it was as big as the bait. So I don't have a ton of confidence in them, but these are just something new. They're soft, wanted to try them out. And from what I've seen as well, you know, glide baits, the hard bodies, are very expensive. You know, these are in the 6-inch, 8-inch, and 10-inch, and I think, could be wrong, I think even like the 10-inch is only like 30-something bucks maybe. So much more affordable compared to the hard bodies. But we'll see how they do on the water. Really excited to play around with these. I didn't get any of the 10-inch, a little bit too big for me. Got some of the 6s, got a couple of the 8s. This one here, I've already taken some of the stuff out, I've been playing around with it. This one here is burnt bone, 6-inch and burnt bone. And I'll show you one out of the package so you guys can see the harness and all that. A pretty sweet looking bait for sure. Love that color. Another one that I got here. This one's called Chrome Gizzard. Cool one here. Chrome Gizzard. Knife of the day. Spyderco. Delica 4. That's my work carry. Getting ready to go cut grass, unfortunately. But this one here, what we said that was? Chrome Gizzard. Chrome Gizzard. Love this color. Okay. Chrome Gizzard. That's a sweet looking color, man. Love that. You can see here the harness. Okay, 2-hook. The bottom one, magnetic, kind of like a frog hook. And this one here, there's a little, you probably can't see it, there's a little clip holding that in. Just pull it out of the clip there. And there is the harness. Which is cool, because if you get a fish on that front hook, it can pop out. They don't have all that weight in their mouth, you know, so they really don't have any leverage trying to throw it. So that is pretty slick. But there's the harness there. Put her back in, just put the hook point there in a slot, line her up, push it in that little clip. Okay, pop her in there, and then this will just line up like so. And you're back in business. So pretty slick. Again, love that color. Good looking shad color there. We also got this bluegill. I think it's MF bluegill. Gonna play at the ponds with this one here. I'm sure I'll try them both at the ponds. This one here and the shad ones, just because we do have shad in that one pond that I fish. But really wanted to play with this one here at the ponds for sure. Okay, so that's a 6-inch, and then for the 8-inch, I also got the MF bluegill. Now this one here, this one is 2.2 ounces, so you might need somewhat of a special rod. I mean, there's some jig rods that'll handle up to a couple ounce, but you might need like an actual swim bait rod for a bait of this size, this weight. You don't want to just toss it on your standard Texas rig rod and break the tip off. So, you know, definitely be aware of the weight that your rod can handle before you start slinging these heavier baits around. But yeah, this one here is 2.2 ounces. I'll probably throw this on. And guys, I'm just winging this. I'm not a swim bait guy. I have no idea what weight and all that, or what rod and line and all that to use. But as far as line goes for these bigger ones, I'm thinking minimum 17 to 20 pound test. You can let me know down below your thoughts on that. 17 to 20. On these littler ones here, you can probably get away with, like, you know, your spinnerbait setup, maybe your bladed jig setup. These are only an ounce. So not too heavy. Your standard medium heavy fast, it's going to max out anywhere from probably 3/4 to an ounce. You might need a heavy power rod for these. But again, I think some of my spinnerbait rods are right around an ounce as well. So I may, you know what I might do too? I get that one Akuma TCS. It's a frog swim bait rod. It loads a really light lure. I want to say like 3/16, maxes out at, I think, like 2 ounce, something like that. And I got a Tranx 150 on there with 15 pound already. I may try the 6 inches on that combo. And I may even try and sling it around the bigger ones, because it does have a 2 ounce tip on that combo as well. But again, I may want a bit bigger line on the 8 inch. So especially something that weight, too light a line, you try and sling it out there real fast and hard. If you get a backlash, I mean, you may break off your lures. That's something to keep aware of as well, or keep in mind. But, be aware of, keep in mind. But the pound test may affect the action of these baits as well. Again, I have no idea. I'm not a swim bait guy. If you guys know, let me know down below. I'm a rookie, man, in the swim bait world, right? But anyways, so that's probably what I'm going to do for these, probably 15 or so, maybe 17, 20 pound test on the 8. And like I said, I'll just keep an eye on my rods as far as what weight they can handle. This one here, I think it is called Shad. Good looking shad color here, obviously. It's called shad. Should look like a shad. But that's a great looking shad imitator right there, man. Love that. I'll give you guys a little size comparison. Same deal. Double hook harness there. 6 inch, 8 inch. Obviously you got more length, and you definitely got a bit more girth with that 8 inch. Pretty big difference there. This one's probably more my speed, but I'm going to try slinging around that 8 inch. I knew better to get the 10. I knew, like, I ain't going to have any confidence in one that big. But this 8 incher here, I can see myself tossing this one. So any tips you guys got, let me know down below. That's all we got for the chop blocks. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and keep going with, let's go with buzz baits. Okay, it came out with a few different buzzers. Some of these I already got open. Let's see here. They got, like, this is it's a finesse toad. I know here's a standard toad. So they have a finesse toad and a standard toad, okay? Obviously here, smaller blade on the finesse, a bit bigger blade. I'd imagine the body is probably a bit longer. Yeah, obviously a bit bigger body as well, okay? So finesse toad, standard toad. And these obviously are for your toads. A pretty unique buzzer here, okay? I think the biggest thing, they're called the riveter buzzbait, and the biggest deal with these is that rivet. It's almost like there's little, like, teeth on the rivet, okay? Let's see here. It's a nice squeal right out of the package with that fancy rivet they got there. But that's the deal. It's got that special rivet on there. Also has this little cone above the blade. I'd imagine that'll help, with grass and things like that on the surface. I'm sure you guys have had that problem before. You get just a little bit of grass or whatever on that blade, it all knots up and your blade ain't going nowhere. It gets all caught up in the blade and the arm and all that. So maybe that'll help deflect the grass away from the blade there. You can see here we got a little support there in the corner, which is nice. Probably helps that keep its shape. That can't bend out there, so that's nice. Okay, and then we have an eye here. Little band there on the eye, so your line can't slide down. Nice keeper system on here. Looks like we got them on all the way around, obviously. Even there on the front, if you guys can see that. Right there on the front. Okay, that'll definitely hold on to your soft plastic. And the way that head's shaped, I'd imagine you can go ahead and push the head of your bait over the lead there. So obviously, sticky sharp hook. I'm sure these are the Fusion hooks. Yeah, Fusion 19, so super nice hooks. But that is the toad. what they call that? The riveter buzzbait, the finesse toad. So they got them in finesse, they have them in the standards, okay? And then they also have some that are skirted, okay? This one here is Bama Brim, I believe, okay? Got the same rivet on there, got the cone there on the blade, above the blade there, okay? It's got the little band there for your line. Now this one does not have that support arm, and I was trying to figure out why. I'm assuming this one here you'll see, or you can hear, the blade, okay, will hit the head, right? And you can bend the arm away, or you can keep it close so it knocks the head. I'd imagine if they had that arm on there, then you couldn't bend it away, right? So I'm assuming that's why it's not on there. I don't really know. But this one here, like I said, the blade does knock against the head. Like the head design, nice and slender as well. That is not a hand-tied skirt. Looks like a banded skirt on there. Nice keeper system. Looks like you have lead and a wire, if you guys can see that right there. Lead and wire. Okay. Yeah, just a nice looking buzzer, man. And you guys know I'm a buzzbait guy, man, so really looking forward to slinging these new buzzers around. But yeah, pretty dang slick. Okay, again, that's Bama Brim. What else do we got in here? Bama Brim, BL Special, I believe. You know, your black and blue, a little bit of a purple in there. This one shad spawn, I believe. Yeah, shad spawn. And then, of course, we got a white. Is that what they call this one? White silver. White silver. So really looking forward to playing around with these here. I got these in 3/8. Okay, 3/8 of an ounce. Okay, what else do we got in here? Just more of the same stuff I showed you guys. Standard, finesse toad. Got multiple of those. Let's go with the Screaming Chapos. Got a handful of these as well. A couple of different sizes, 110 and the 95. Okay, I already got a couple of these opened up. I think this one's called Stealth Shad. Okay, but the deal with this, they say here, Screaming Sound Profile, driven by a metal tail insert. Okay, so let's see, you should be able to see it actually on this one here. You can kind of see it, but that tail's clear. I'd be able to see it like right in there. Yeah, you can see that. I don't know how to, I don't know if we're gonna get a sound out of this in the garage. Let's see here. I can hear that. I'm not sure the camera's gonna pick that up. Kind of sounds like ball bearings almost. So definitely a different sound compared to the original. Again, this is the 110 size. Love the original. Really looking forward to playing around with this one here. Okay, 110, and here is the 95. This one I think is called Ghost Bluegill. Ghost Bluegill. I think you can see that, and this tail as well. Yeah, I can see it. I'm not sure you guys can pick that up or not. Little size comparison here. 110, 95. Again, obviously you got your length, a bit more girth as well in the 110 there. Okay, that's the sizes. Let's go ahead and show you guys a few more colors that I picked up. What do we got here? For the 110, we got Maverick, I believe it's called. Yeah, Maverick. So your black one. And then a couple more 95s. I like that MF Bluegill. MF Bluegill. MF Bluegill, and then this one, I think it's just bone. Yeah, straight bone. Straight bone. Okay. What else do we got? Okay, here, so we've got a few plastics. These are new, a few of these. These are the Flux Gill. If you guys, and again, if you guys have used any of this, let me know any tips, tricks, rigging options possibly. For this, I'm thinking either just like a free rig. I guess you could Texas rig it, I'm thinking free rig, or I've seen some guys, I think Nico rig this. So really looking forward to playing around with this. Couple colors. This one here is called, let's see here, what's it called? Sunfish. Okay, Sunfish. A good looking bluegill sunfish, panfish pattern there. Obviously the shape as well. Yeah, I'm thinking like, yeah, free rig or Nico rig. Really leaning towards free rig on this one. That's cool. Got that one there. And then got this color here in both sizes, a 5.3 and a 3.5. We'll take out the 3.5 to do a little comparison, but this color is blue pearl black hologram. Okay, good looking shad pattern here. Again, I'm thinking free rig or Nico, something like that. Again, let me know your thoughts down below. Definitely a big difference there in size. What we say, 3.5, 3.5 and a 5.3. Okay, obviously length, a bit girthier. That's cool though. Digging that. Looks like you got like a solid core down the center in case you choose to Texas rig that, or like I said, a free rig it. So you do have the option there. Obviously you could probably maybe nose hook that on a drop shot or something like that. You know, Nico rig that towards the head. So you got some options. Let me know your rigging options down below. And I tell you what, this power bait or this Maxcent stuff's rough. Oh man, that'll hang with you too. You ain't washing that right off. So that's all for the plastics. And I think last up all we got was, yeah, we went through Chapos, buzzers, chop blocks. I think the last thing we got are some of the, these are the shallow money badgers. Again, I got some of these out of the package already. Not sure. Like this is the, where's the bigger one at? 6.2. This might be, yeah, I got some of the 7.25s. 7.25 here, and these dive 5 to 8 feet. And I believe the main difference on these, obviously they're shallow. I never used the originals, but I think one of the main differences on these is the bill. It's got that circuit board lip. It's just a bit more durable for that shallow cover. Got the rattle. Little rattle. I think this color is called Fire Craw. That's the bigger size there. Okay, there's that one there. What else did I get in that 7.25? Phantom Craw. Phantom Craw. I don't normally get, you know, more translucent type colors, but, you know, the water is somewhat clear right now in fall, so we're going to try some of these out. Olive Craw, like that one there. That's all we got for the 7.25. And we got 6.75, a couple of these. I'll get a couple of these. 6.75, what else do we got here? Ghost Red Craw. Ghost Red Craw. Blaze. Blaze, and these dive, let's see here, 4 to 7 feet. And this one is Phantom Craw. Okay. And then we got a couple, we just got a couple in the 6.25. 6.25, this one's Olive Craw. You're digging that one, Olive Craw. And this is Tennessee Shad. And this is the what did I say, 6.25. This is the 7.25. We'll do a little size comparison so you guys can get an idea. Really digging that one though. Okay, and this one here, if I didn't tell you, 6.25. This one dives 3 to 6 feet. So here is the 6, or no, this is the 7.25, 6.25, just to give you guys a little size comparison. This is the smallest one that I've got. This is the biggest one. There's one in the middle. Okay. So a little size comparison there. Okay. Well, guys, that should wrap it up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash the thumbs up. And guys, if you're still here, let me know down in the comments. Leave me a fist bump or something. You know, I love seeing who watches the entire video. If you guys are trying to support the channel, that's the best way to do it. Just watch the entire video. I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys and gals. You guys are awesome. Hopefully you're enjoying this fall weather, even though winter is coming in quick. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And we will see you guys on the next one.